What is up, guys? Welcome back. Today, we are going to have a kind of sit down and talk about what we saw Saturday. These past few days, I know I said I was going to have a video on Monday, but I've just been sitting in my room in the dark, just thinking about, what exactly I saw. You know, Trying to think that maybe this world is just not what I think it is. Maybe we're in a wizardly place. I just don't know. I just don't know. It took me so long to sit here and just be like, I'm ready to talk. And I'm ready to talk about it because it was eating me alive. It was keeping me up at night, having sweaty nights. And let's get into it. Let's get straight into it. Duval versus Joshua. So coming on the walkouts, instantly as soon as it starts, you can tell the tension is real. Dubois comes out. He just looks like he's made for this. And having never been in a fight at this magnitude, he looks like he's ready to go. He looks like this is what he's ready to do. Like he's done this his whole life. He is seizing the moment. He's enjoying it. And all the announcers and commentators are saying, like, he should love that he's here. He should appreciate that he's part of history. Saying that, if anything, he should be proud that he is half of the biggest event ever at Wembley. And it's like they're already putting him down. They're already saying that Dubois is going to lose this fight. That's what they're already announcing, technically. They're saying how he has a 17% chance of winning and all that. And then here comes Joshua, to the Godfather, coming out big time. Everyone cheering for him, loving him. And he just seems stunned. He just seems like he's walking out. And I'm thinking to myself, like, am I getting this wrong? Because Dubois walked out like he was the champion, like he was the one that's supposed to win. And Joshua just looked like he didn't want to be there, like he was scared. And I'm not saying Joshua was scared, but leading up to this whole fight, everyone was just talking about how you're going to win, how you're going to beat Dubois. And this goes back to when they had their first ever press conference, when Dubois said, quote unquote, I'm not scared of you. They told him to do something. And, we all thought it was a joke. We all thought that that was just something you were going to say just to get the fans going and try to hype up the fight. But Dubois just really meant it. He was in that ring standing there looking at Joshua, and Joshua is the one walking back and forth. And I noticed, even like in the Fury fight, Usyk was standing just looking at him. Fury was walking back and forth like he was nervous. Joshua was constantly moving back and forth. Dubois was there ready to go. And it just makes me think, as soon as the round started, we were about to start here. Dubois still looks like he's the guy that's been here before. Joshua's still there, stunned with his eyes wide open. Sorry. And it just got me going. Got me thinking, like, what are we about to see here? But, you still, the fight's about to start. You're still thinking, oh, Joshua's going to win this. In my opinion, I had Joshua putting down Dubois in the 7th through 8th, maybe like 6th to 9th rounds. Around that period, I thought he was going to break him down over time. This fight starts. Ding, ding, right? Bell starts. They're starting to go at it, coming at each other. And Joshua just looks stiff. Joshua looks very stiff. He looks like he's like something's just wrong with him mentally. Like he's not mentally in the fight. And he's just standing there, his hands constantly dropping. And that's the big thing. His hands are constantly dropping and he's trying to push himself back. That step back defense the boxers do, where they kind of push away, like try to push you a little bit with their gloves, step back and like push, try to like exit their way and push like the punch away. He was doing a little bit of that number. And he gets against the rope. Bang. Right overhand. Crisp against Joshua's chin. Crisp against that chin. Puts Joshua down. Oh my goodness. Everyone's stunned. Everyone's going crazy. Conor McGregor in the background. He's losing his marbles. I'm losing my marbles. I'm losing my money. Everyone's losing something. Joshua gets up and they start doing the count. And Joshua looks like he never recovers. He's just walking. And in the clip, he's walking and then he starts walking to the back and hits 8 count. And he's like, are you good? He's like, yeah. And he's still stumbling. And the referee let this happen, and this only was allowed because it was Joshua. If that was Dubois, they would have called the fight. They would have called the fight if that was Dubois. I'd be like, oh, Joshua finishes it first round. But they couldn't let Dubois finish Joshua in the first round. That's unprecedented. That's not gonna happen. We can't allow that to happen, right? We can't let that happen. So they let Joshua continue, even though he was clearly done. That punch rocked him. That put him down. That was dynamite. That was his 4th of July that he's never had before. That was the New Year's baby for Joshua. Going into the second round, you can already tell Dubois has all the confidence in the world. All the confidence. He's pushing him. He turned into Mike Tyson in that second round. All that pressure, bouncing, weaving, feigning. And Joshua was biting. Joshua looked like he was scared. All of a sudden, bang! Another powerful punch. Bang! Bang! Unloading on Joshua and putting him down a second time. But here's the thing. As soon as those gloves touched, I was in shock. The gloves touched. The ref didn't do anything about it. Even they had the guy that did the count. He started doing the count. He was like 1, 2, and then they called it off again. They stopped the count because he was still hammering out Joshua, and the ref was just there watching. I guess the ref was stunned too. The ref was stunned like all the other millions of us just watching what was happening, and Joshua was just there bobbling, and down again. I thought they should have called it after that because Joshua looked like he was dead. Looking mentally, he was just like, oh no. He looked up. I thought he saw Andy Ruiz for a second. He probably got scared and saw Andy Ruiz. He was getting horrified out there, and he was down. And I was just like, wow, how did they not stop that? How did he get this wrong like that? Because that definitely did a lot more damage than it would have done if you would just called the knockdown as soon as its gloves touched the floor. So they let that go. Second round, pure domination. That second round, pure domination. Looked like Joshua could have gone out any second of that second round. Third round, slowly starts building back a little bit for Joshua, but he still doesn't look good. That's the thing here, is that he doesn't ever look like he's winning this fight, but he looks like he's starting to come back to reality a little bit and snap into it. Maybe we're going to see Joshua. Fourth round comes around. We're still like, oh, maybe we're seeing a little bit of Joshua here. Joshua looks like he's starting to come back. The confidence is oozing out of him. He falls down in a slip that they call a knockdown, but I personally think that was a slip. I think the punch hit that glove, put him down, and he slipped off his back foot. But you could tell that confidence coming back. He started to pound his chest. He started to talk a little bit of mess about Dubois. When that round ended, he gave a little ole, tell Joshua to tell Dubois to sit back on his seat, which is, what are we doing here? You're down 3 knockdowns and you're doing that nonsense? Telling him, sit back on your bench. And then he goes and he starts talking mess about Dubois, saying that he is, SH blank T. I can't say it on here or else I'm not going to be monetized. But he's saying that nonsense. And I'm like, Joshua, what are we doing? What are we doing? You're supposed to be this humble guy all over again. And you're losing a fight by 3 knockdowns, quote unquote, possibly losing all 4 rounds. And you're doing this? You're trying to act like this is easy work, like this is just a day out for you? Then round 5 starts. Here we go. Well, Joshua looks like he's getting back into it a little bit, but he still looks so stiff. The whole fight, Joshua still looked so stiff. Looked stiff. His hands were dropping a lot. He just looked like he wasn't himself, man. And I'm not saying these past few fights, he's been landing those powerful punches. He hasn't been throwing counters. That's a big thing between this Joshua and prime time Joshua, is that Joshua is throwing those combos and those counters that were just look like some beautiful boxing. I'm not saying I was expecting that in this fight, but I was expecting him to be oozing that confidence and showing that I'm a better fighter here, throwing those punches, landing them at will. But Dubois was faster. But in this 5th round, I was thinking maybe we would get a little farther now. Maybe we had some length. Maybe Joshua was going to make this even. Joshua lands that right hand. Lands it. Crisp against Dubois. Dubois rocked. He starts bouncing back, trying to escape a little bit. Joshua, here comes another right hand. And another right hand. Dubois tries to land a counter, misses a little bit. And then Joshua, another right hand. Dubois right hook. Right hook across the chin of Joshua. Down goes Joshua. Down goes Joshua. Mamma mia, Joshua is down flat on the floor this time. He is flattened. And he looks like his legs are gone. Looks like his body's gone. Here we go at the 6th count. He's trying to get up and he just rolls over and the fight is over. It is over. Dubois, champion. He is the champion. You could say all you want about Dubois before this fight. People were calling him a quitter. People were saying that he got hit too easily, that he just didn't want it enough. He went into this fight. He heard all of that. He heard everything everyone's ever said. He heard everything Joshua said. And he decided, I've had enough. I'm going to show you how great I am in this fight. And I'm going to build immortality for myself. And he did that. He did that. And Joshua, gosh, as much as I want to say, I just feel Joshua fell under the pressure. The moment just claimed to be too big for Joshua. It became too big. 96,000 people showing up to see you win and see you knock out a guy. Everyone's saying about how you're going to win this fight, that the other guy doesn't stand a real chance. That kind of stuff gets to you. And it makes you build pressure that you would never had. When you're the underdog, everyone expects you to lose. In your mind, there's nothing holding against you. When a whole world expects you to win something and expects you to do it easily, that's when you feel the pressure. Because you're supposed to do something. Where do we go from here? Where do we go? Dubois said, give me whoever, and then do Usyk in there. If I'm Dubois, I would say I'm only going to fight the winner of Fury and Usyk. I don't want Parker. I don't want Joseph Parker of the worlds. Don't give me Joseph Parker. Don't try to distract Dubois away from this fight. Get that money. Have that massive fight. Have that ginormous fight. Because now people are counting you in. People see that you're legit now. People see that you are one of the best heavyweights in the world. Go in there, have that winner of Fury and Usyk, and get that money. Have that chance to unify and build yourself as an immortal. And for Joshua, I was thinking about this earlier. I think now or never, the massive fight to make is Wilder and Joshua. I think Wilder and Joshua, it's time we do it. Two guys at the edge of their career taking another loss. And this would be, in my opinion, this should be the first ever career versus career fight. I know that's very cheesy to have, but two guys with their backs against the wall. Joshua is everything that Wilder fears, and Wilder is everything that Joshua fears. That wild hook that has all the power in the world has shown to put Joshua down. The power punches of the world have shown to be a threat to Joshua. And for Wilder, those fighters that fight technical, that find those openings, that are able to counter, able to figure you out, that can be Joshua. I think Joshua just has to find the will to do it. He said he still wants to fight, but does he have the will to do it? Thank you guys for listening. Talk to you next time.